Hey, what's good, everybody? VK here. So, I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope that y'all had a blessed Christmas. I hope your holidays went well. I hope you got to spend time with all your people. The message I want to bring in this one is simply a message of hope. Just a message of hope, man. I want this video to stand out as just a video where I tell you that if you take any situation in your life, any problem in your life, anything that you are going through, that you think that you cannot get through, that you think that you may not survive, I assure you, if you stand up, you put your mind to it, you take those steps to get out of those situations, you can overcome anything that you are going through in your life. It's not going to be an easy process. You're never going to get there easily. I can assure you the amount of work and the amount of trouble that you will go through to get yourself out of negative situations that you may have put yourself in your life, it's going to be more work than it took to get there in the first place, right? Bear that in mind. When you're pulling yourself out of these negative situations in life, it is going to take more work to get out than it did to get in. Think of the concept of jumping into a hole. It's very easy to hit the bottom and break your fucking legs, but it is very hard to let them heal and crawl out with just your hands. You see what I'm saying? So, bear that in mind when it comes to the pitfalls and the things that you go through in your life. The reason it's hard to get out is because it's meant to be. It's always meant to be. It's just the nature and the law of the universe and of existence itself. When you get yourself into sticky situations, you stick, right? It's hard to unstick. It's like putting two fingers together with glue on them. It's gonna suck pulling them apart, right? So that's basically the way that I look at it when it comes to solving all of these inner issues that you could be going through with yourself. You have to maintain that you know it's gonna be harder to get out of that than it was for you getting in. And then you have to go through the mental process of convincing yourself that it is worth it to go through 10 times the amount of hardship that you went through in arriving there just to get out and to have a separate life than the one that you have arrived at with your decision making. So, if you didn't make that decision making in the first point in your life, fucking congratulations and kudos to you, man. I'm glad that you did not have to take these pitfalls and these addictions and stuff like that in life to your heart and to allow that to become a primary part of your life. I'm glad for those of you that have not allowed that to happen to yourselves. It's a blessing, and it's a fucking honor for you that you did not have to go through those things. So congratulations to those of you who have never even gone down that road, man. Congratulations to all of you. To those of you that have, man, I got one thing to say to you, and it's basically just go for it. If you're gonna change, you gotta go for it. It's the same. You have to approach changing with the same attitude as you approach, I can chug that beer faster than my friend at this party. Oh, I can do more lines than that person. My tolerance is high enough. You see how, like, when you're in addiction, you're always, like, hyper competing with the amount of things that you can do with other people and stuff like that, which is really toxic in the first place. You have that going on. When you are in that mindset, you're just falling, right? You have to take that same mindset and apply it to growing. It's not going to be easy to flip that switch in your brain. Your brain is going to want to fight you every step of the way and be like, oh, hell no, give me that drink. Give me that fucking line. Like, let's go, right? Your brain's going to be in that mindset, stuck inside of there, let me tell you. But if you apply that part of your brain that's that obsessive and become obsessive about the opposite side of not doing those things anymore, become obsessive about hobbies that you have outside of doing drugs and stuff like that, drinking, drugging, whatever your vice is. If you find all the hobbies and all of the mindsets outside of that and create an equal obsession to them as you originally have with the addictions and the afflictions that you're going through, you will not fucking believe how quickly everything shifts. It is so quick that it's like you wake up one morning and your entire life is gone. Everything's a new thing. Everything feels new. The colors around you look new. Everything seems a bit fresher. It's a very weird thing. It just happens when you wake up one day throughout recovery, whenever you're going through the beginning stages of it. In the first 6 months or so, I would say somewhere in that window of like 6 months or so, you just wake up one morning and the entire world is not the world that it was yesterday. It's like a different dimension. It's crazy. The conscious shift that will happen after a certain period of your brain having that sobriety from those substances that you were on. The conscious shift that happens is like such an awakening that it's actually terrifying in a lot of ways. Like, you'll start seeing things in the world as evil whenever you didn't like notice that before, right? And then you'll just like be looking while you're walking down the street and be like, damn, what the hell is going on out here, right? Like, instances like that will start to happen to you. You'll start freaking the fuck out, man. When I tell you the level of freaking out is intense, it's like you start to recognize all evil and all good inside of situations around you, and you can feel it as like vibes and colors almost. I don't know if that happens for everybody necessarily, but I've always been a very hyper-aware person, so for me, that shit was pretty intense. Like, it was a very adventurous time going out into the world whenever that awakening was happening inside of my brain and inside of my consciousness, and the energy fields felt like they were shifting, which I truly believe that did happen for everybody when it comes to the general energy fields. I do believe that a big shift happened that really changed the perspectives of a lot of people in this world and caused a lot of awakenings to happen inside of the consciousness of so many people. I think we're at a phase right now in the world where we're trying to get love and peace and unity out there more so with each other than the judgment and the hatred of previous indoctrinations of the world. Right? So I think that now we've arrived at that point. It's a very beneficial time for many people to go and get themselves sober and to live those lives that they've wanted to live, that they've been holding themselves back from with drugs or alcohol or vices, you know, whatever it is, mental health, all of that sort of stuff. I think now is a great time to really settle into ourselves and realize the true potential of what all of us can be as people. And the truth of that is, you can be anything. I promise you, you can be anything. You put your mind to it, you figure out how it's done, you take the steps that the people that have succeeded before you take, you follow that footnote, those footnotes in that game plan, you do it every day, you move towards it, do 5 times more than what you need to do, right? Do 5 times more than what you need to do, and then multiply by that for 3 is your goal. That is the best approach. Not because quantity outweighs quality, but because if you learn how to make quality, you can flip it into quantity and make people fucking eat it up and love it. And the point is to give things to the world that are beneficial to the world, that can help the world. That's why I make these kind of videos for you guys. I know it's a lot of rambling and I just go off on a lot of tangents, but that's the point, because all of those tangents will cause individual awakenings inside of different sections of the brain. And that's what I've just done to you. It's multiple awakenings all at once by covering different points and hitting them as deeply and emotionally as possible with the footnotes that you've made for them, right? So I just explained a little thing that I do when I'm making these videos for you guys to kind of make it an example for you. Take 5 times of what you need to get done and shoot for 3 times more of that and make it all quality. You will blow people away. They won't believe what you're doing. You'll benefit yourself, you'll benefit the world, you'll have something to give to the world, and you won't be dying anymore. You won't be stuck in depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and all of that shit that tears down a human being as a person. Listen, I hope that you guys could potentially find something inside of this little ramble for 1 year of sobriety that could benefit you or possibly help you in the long run when it comes to your own recovery, when it comes to your own issues that you are dealing with. I truly hope that I was able to provide something that could be a source of inspiration and a source to get you to move for your own self and to do the things that you need to do to be successful in your life. I truly believe each one of us has something to offer the world. Each one of us has something unique and something special inside of us that could make the world blossom more, and it could really help a lot of people. I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Thanks for all of the support. Have a beautiful one. Take care. Love yourselves. Peace.